You know, when you see the beauty of this country, you can think everything's going to be okay. And I think things will be okay if we stick together. But it's really important for us also to recognize where the fragility in our nation lies and the cracks that are in our society that could be exploited, that could create divisions. This is something that the right play on. For example, economic inequity. You know, even in communities like this, there are more and more people dependent on food banks. They say that 28% of families in Canada with children believe they may have to use a food bank soon. 50% of Canadian workers say they may be one paycheck away from using a food bank. That level of economic precarity and insecurity is a breeding ground for the intolerance, because if you can't make it and you can't afford a house and you can't afford to live in the community that you love and you have to go to a food bank for your children, someone's going to come along and say to you, well, someone's to blame for this. And they're not going to say it's the oligarchs, and they're not going to say it's the grocery giants who are profiting off us and ripping us off. They're going to blame immigrants. They're going to blame the other. They're going to blame the whole host of demons that apparently afflict the rights of white men to be the strong leader in our society. And if we don't take those issues of inequity and economic injustice seriously, we leave ourselves open for the kind of rage division that you see in Europe right now, that you see in Germany, that you see all over the United States. One of the things that's been really noticeable in the UK as they watch this horrific rise in anti-immigrant hate and violence is a lot of it is tied to the years of austerity. I mean, years and years of Labour and Conservative governments underfunding the National Health Service, underfunding pensions, leaving people feeling on their own. There's a direct correlation between the rising economic insecurity of people and the rising culture of hate and blame. So when I'm visiting these communities and seeing the incredible beauty and the solidarity and the sense of belonging that we have, I'm also beginning to think more and more about, well, what are the people in these communities who are not feeling like they belong, not feeling like that the government has their back? So what do we do about that? Well, it's really important if we're going to talk about the notion of nation building. It's a big topic for the Prime Minister. He's talking about nation building this, nation building that. But they're talking about pipelines. Nation building is making sure that people in Canada can live in houses that are affordable. Nation building is this idea of economic and food security. And nation building is making sure that we restore that sense of fairness that built Canada, a sense of public investment in public institutions, so that the public, the people, believe that this country is a land of opportunity for them, for their children, for their grandchildren. This is who we are as Canada, and we've let it slide for a long time with the privatization and the right-wing politics and the powerful economic hegemony of saying, leave it to big business to decide and we'll all benefit. No, trickle-down doesn't work. Trickle-down is someone peeing on your head who's more powerful than you. So I think of these things a lot, even as I'm sitting and watching and visiting incredible, beautiful places like this. How do we make Canada truly the nation that it should be? I know we can do it, and I know we have to do it. Otherwise, the divisions that we're seeing elsewhere are going to start to crack wide open here. Oh my God, look at this. Well, Meidas Canada viewers, you can see why I'm so passionate about fighting for this country, fighting for our democracy, fighting to preserve and to celebrate this incredible land that we live in. If you like the work that we're doing, wherever you are in the world, please hit subscribe. This is a global conversation we're building with Meidas Canada. You can follow me at Charlie Angus, The Resistance Substack, where I go deeper into a lot of these issues. And I'll just say, touring the country like this, we think it's really important, but we're a super small team and we have limited resources. So if you want to help Meidas Canada get out on the road, to tell the stories, to build the resistance at the grassroots level, maybe consider a contribution at info.charlieangus.ca. And thank you. We're going to keep kicking at that darkness, and it's going to bleed daylight.